Did you know that the largest and deepest groundwater reservoir in the world is located in Australia? Or that Australia has the world's longest mountain range contained within a single country? What if I told you that the Nullarbor is so large and flat that it provides one of the world's longest straight stretches of road without a single curve? Well, Australia is full of crazy facts like these. So settle in, because we're about to reel off 10 of the wildest facts about Australia that you probably never knew. Fact 1. More than a third of Australia is a desert or semi-arid steppe. One striking fact about Australia is that more than one-third of its landmass is either a desert or semi-arid steppe, a type of dry region where grasslands and sparse shrubs prevail. To put this in perspective, Australia is the driest inhabited continent, and the extent of its deserts is truly massive. The Great Victoria Desert alone spans about 348,750 square kilometers, making it the largest desert in Australia and one of the largest in the world. But Australia's deserts are not just vast expanses of sand. They feature unique rock formations, salt lakes, and hardy plants adapted to this tough environment. Travel a little beyond the true desert zones and you'll enter the semi-arid steppe regions, such as parts of Queensland and New South Wales. Unlike the outright desert, these areas receive slightly more rainfall, usually between 250 and 500 millimeters annually, enough to support grasses and some drought-resistant shrubs. This transitional zone forms a key part of the Outback's diverse ecosystems. Fact 2. Rivers in Australia are mostly seasonal. Australia's rivers are mostly seasonal. They swell with water only during rainy seasons or after storms and often dry up later in the year. But that's not the whole story. In the eastern coastal strip and certain parts of southwest Australia, permanently flowing rivers do exist. For example, the eastern coast holds rivers like the Burdekin in Queensland and the Hawkesbury in New South Wales, which continuously flow year-round due to the consistent rainfall in these regions. These rivers serve as lifelines, nourishing rich forests and supporting agriculture in towns. Just a few hundred kilometers south, in the southwest corner near Perth, the Swan-Avon River system flows steadily, enriched by winter rains. Tasmania, Australia's island to the south, also boasts many perennial rivers thanks to its cooler and wetter climate. Understanding why most Australian rivers are seasonal while all permanent rivers cluster along these coastlines requires a look at Australia's climate and physical geography. Much of inland Australia lies in arid or semi-arid climatic zones where average rainfall can be less than 250 millimeters per year. During the dry months, rivers in central Australia shrink or vanish, creating ephemeral waterways, while the eastern and southwestern fringes get enough rainfall, particularly in winter or summer storms, to maintain continuous water flow. Fact 3. Most Australian landscapes are formed by prolonged erosion, weathering, and tectonic processes dating back hundreds of millions of years. Unlike continents with young landscapes marked by active mountain building, such as the Rockies or Himalayas, Australia is geologically old and very stable. It's been relatively untouched by major tectonic upheavals for hundreds of millions of years, which means its mountains are weathered down and its valleys and plains are formed mainly by erosion. To put Australia's geological age into perspective, some of its rocks are over 3 billion years old, ranking among the oldest on Earth. The erosion of these ancient rocks has carved sprawling plains and created iconic features like Uluru, the massive sandstone monolith with its striking red coloration. Fact 4. The Great Dividing Range is the fifth longest land-based mountain range on Earth and the longest mountain range contained within a single country. If you take a journey along the east coast of Australia, stretching nearly 4,000 kilometers from Queensland in the north to Victoria in the south, you'll be traveling beside one of the most remarkable natural landmarks on the continent, the Great Dividing Range. This mountain system is the fifth longest land-based mountain range in the world, entirely contained within a single country, which immediately makes it an extraordinary geographic feature. Often, people think of mountain ranges as continuous towering peaks, But the Great Dividing Range is different. It's made up of a complex mix of low mountains, plateaus, rolling hills, and escarpments, with elevations ranging mostly between 300 and 1,600 meters. You might be surprised to know that within this vast stretch lies the Australian Alps. The range's width varies too, sometimes stretching over 300 kilometers, and it acts as a definitive watershed, splitting river systems flowing east into the Pacific Ocean and those heading west towards Australia's interior. This entire range plays a crucial role in supporting life and civilization. The rivers that begin in these mountains, like the Darling and Murray on the west side and the Burdekin and Brisbane on the east, provide vital water sources for millions of Australians and vast areas of agricultural land. Without these water bodies that originate from the Great Dividing Range, large parts of eastern Australia would be deserts or arid lands. Remarkably, the range's runoff also recharges the Great Artesian Basin, which leads us to the next fact. Fact 5. The Great Artesian Basin is the largest and deepest groundwater reservoir in the world. Covering approximately 1.7 million square kilometers across Queensland, New South Wales, South Australia, and the Northern Territory, the Great Artesian Basin is one of the largest underground freshwater reservoirs on the planet. It is a geological marvel and an essential lifeline in Australia, especially for the dry interior regions where surface water is scarce. This basin holds an estimated 65,000 cubic kilometers of water trapped beneath the sandstone layers, making it the largest and deepest groundwater reservoir in the world. It's a shocking fact to many who equate Australia only with dryness and heat. Now, if you head westward from the edges of these life-giving waters and rugged mountain ranges, you encounter an extraordinary feature known as Mount Augustus in Western Australia, which brings us to the next fact. Fact 6. Mount Augustus in Western Australia is not the largest monolith in the world. Mount Augustus in Western Australia is often described in popular media as the world's largest monolith, but that label isn't scientifically accurate. In geology, a monolith is typically a single massive rock formation of a uniform rock type that stands alone. Mount Augustus is better described as an Inselberg, a standalone prominent hill or mountain that rises abruptly from a surrounding plain. It is composed of multiple rock types, including sandstone, granite, and metamorphic rocks, which were folded and uplifted over hundreds of millions of years. This combination means Mount Augustus is a structural landform rather than a single pure rock mass. The height of Mount Augustus is about 1,105 to 1,106 meters above sea level, and it rises roughly 700 meters above the surrounding Gascoyne Plains. Fact 7. Tropical rainforests occur primarily in northeast Queensland. Stretching along a narrow coastal strip spanning approximately 450 kilometers, these Queensland tropical rainforests, often known as the wet tropics, form a lush green chain that climbs from sea level up rugged mountain peaks reaching nearly 1,500 meters. To put this in perspective, this region alone covers about 9,000 square kilometers, roughly the size of Puerto Rico, and stands as a living museum of evolutionary history. This unique ecoregion holds the world's best living record of major stages in land-plant evolution, including plant species that date back to the ancient supercontinent Gondwana, which existed over 150 million years ago. The rainforest features over 300 species of vertebrate animals, many found nowhere else in Australia. Yes, the wet tropics stand as Australia's most biologically diverse rainforest ecosystem. For some context, the Queensland tropical rainforests cover merely about 0.1% of Australia's total land area, but they contain roughly 30% of the continent's marsupial and frog species. Fact 8. The Western Plateau covers more than half of the continent. The Western Plateau is mostly flat and arid, stretching across Western Australia, South Australia, and parts of the Northern Territory. This ancient plateau is underlain mainly by some of the oldest rocks on Earth, making it a geological treasure trove more than just a flat, dry place. While the plateau is mainly flat, you can still find low mountain ranges like the Hamersley Range, where rocky cliffs and deep gorges carve shapes into the otherwise smooth land. These ranges are famous for their iron ore deposits, crucial to Australia's mining industry. Speaking of high places, if you head toward the southeastern edge of Australia, leaving behind the vast plateau and desert, you will find Australia's highest peak on the mainland. Fact 9. Mount Kosciuszko is Australia's highest peak on the mainland. Mount Kosciuszko, rising to a modest 2,228 meters, 7,310 feet, is the highest peak in the Australian mainland. Compared to some towering peaks worldwide like the Himalayas or the Andes, Mount Kosciuszko may seem small, but it's significant in an Australian context. It resides in the snowy mountains of New South Wales, a region shaped by tectonic uplift and now well known for its alpine conditions and winter snowfall. But did you notice how I kept saying mainland? That is because Mount Kosciuszko isn't Australia's absolute highest point. Head out to Heard Island, a remote Australian territory in the southern Indian Ocean, and you'll encounter Mawson Peak, an active volcano that towers to 2,745 meters, 9,006 feet. This volcanic giant is also one of the most isolated volcanoes on the planet, located nearly 4,000 kilometers away from the mainland. Mawson Peak's remote location means it experiences harsh weather conditions year-round and remains active, occasionally erupting and reshaping the island's landscape. Finally, if you journey a bit south from the Western Plateau and the Great Victoria Desert, something quite different appears geographically: the Nullarbor Plain. Fact 10. The Nullarbor Plain is one of the largest flat, arid areas without surface drainage. The name Nullarbor literally means no trees, reflecting its defining characteristic as one of the largest flat, arid limestone plains in the world, spanning between 200,000 to 270,000 square kilometers. The Nullarbor Plain stretches along Australia's southern coastline, forming a natural boundary between the interior deserts and the Southern Ocean. Unlike the dune-filled deserts north of it, the Nullarbor is famous for its vast expanses of flat, treeless landscape marked by limestone bedrock beneath a thin layer of soil. This creates one of the largest constant arid areas without any surface water drainage. During rain, water quickly disappears through cracks and caves in the limestone below, rather than forming rivers or lakes. To put this in perspective, the Nullarbor is so large and flat that it provides one of the world's longest straight stretches of road, known as the Air Highway, spanning almost 146.6 kilometers, 91 miles, without a single curve. This feature really captures the stark beauty of Australia's varied geography. If you enjoyed these facts, please subscribe to the channel and like the video. For more geographical facts like these, watch our earlier video, 15 France geography facts that seem fake but aren't. Trust me, you'll be amazed. Tap your screen right now to watch. Thanks for watching.